This is Derek from Naperville, Illinois, just outside Chicago. Oh, speaking of Jordan, this is a good question. Does Jordan beat the 6 teams LeBron lost to in the finals? Very interesting. Okay, so let's take them quickly one at a time. My answer might surprise you here. I am a San Antonio Spurs fan from way back, from the Iceman Gervin days into the Tim Duncan era. Spurs were at their apex 2007 with Tim, Tony, and Manu. And of course, they rolled into the NBA Finals against LeBron James, baby LeBron, and those Cavaliers. And LeBron didn't come close to winning a single game. Got swept. Tony was the MVP. I guess it reminded me a bit of Michael Jordan, baby Jordan, in 1986 in his first playoff appearance in the first round against the Boston Celtics. Remember this? Game 1 at Boston Garden. Overtime. Double overtime, if memory serves. Yep, they lost. The Bulls did. Yep, they eventually got swept by an all-time great Celtics team. There would have been a great match for my Spurs in 07. But what did Larry Bird say after Game 1? After they survived Game 1? That was God disguised as Michael Jordan. Larry knew what was coming. Hell hath no fury, like a Michael Jordan scorned in the first round of the playoffs. Larry knew what was about to happen to the NBA. That Bulls team, it had some other players. It had Orlando Woolridge. In fact, speaking of Iceman Gervin, he was in his final year of his career on that team, didn't play much or contribute much. Sidney Green was on that team. Gene Banks of NCAA Final Four championship game fame was on that team. Charles Oakley was actually a rookie on that team. But that was the equivalent of LeBron's Cavalier team that got to the Spurs in the finals. So here's my point about it. I don't think Michael, with that 86 team, could have beaten the 07 Spurs in a 7-game series. But you know what I do believe? Michael would have won at least 2 games. At least 2 games, if not 3. First year in Miami against Dallas, the 2011 finals, up 2-1. If you gave Michael Jeffrey Jordan a 2-1 lead on that Mavericks team, I don't care who his teammates were, but if you gave him his Heatles kind of teammates, if you gave him Pippen and Kukoc, Ron Harper, they cakewalk. They obliterate and annihilate. They win that series easily going away. They win it in 5 games. Spurs, 2014, they beat LeBron and company by a record finals margin in 5 games. There is no way Jordan would have allowed that to happen. And again, if you take the 98 Bulls with Pippen and Kukoc and Ron Harper and Steve Kerr and, of course, Dennis Rodman doing the dirty work, manning the backboards from below the rim. If you took that team coached by Phil Jackson, they could have beaten the 2014 Spurs. That team, not the 86 Bulls, but the 98 Bulls, they would have beaten the Spurs in 2014. They just would have. And then that brings me to the Warriors. Before they were really the Warriors, 2015 finals, LeBron played the greatest 3 games I've ever seen him play, back to back to back. They're up 2-1 in his house. Game 4 was in his house. If you put Jordan in that circumstance, it's lights out for the Warriors. They did not have Kevin Durant yet. They weren't sure who they were just yet. They had to insert Iguodala into the starting lineup to flip the game on its head because he guarded LeBron and he scored on LeBron. And that was the end of that. Jordan wins that series. Then, of course, KD joins forces with Steph, Draymond, Clay after they flew as a group all the way to the tip of Long Island, July the 3rd, to get down on bended knee and beg Kevin Durant to come save them. If you give me the 98 Bulls, they win that series that LeBron could not win. And definitely if you gave me the 98 Bulls against Kevin Durant the second year, 2018, game one, remember that? And if Michael Jordan wins game one in Oakland, look out game two. And then look out below Golden State. He wins that series. Again, give me the 98 Bulls with a reasonable team around them.
I hope you enjoyed that video. You ready for more? Make sure you click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from the Skip Bayless Show. And don't forget to check out the full episode of the show wherever you get your podcasts by clicking the link in the description.